Hello YouTube, this is Jessica for STEM APKs. Welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. As you remember, in the last tutorial, I was showing you the website that I built that is able to process YouTube videos and apply artificial intelligence on the analysis on the content. And in this tutorial, we're going to, like I said in the last video, we're going to take baby steps. So we're going to first start working with our first bot. I don't want to call it a bot because it's not really a chat bot. There is no interaction. There's not answering back and forth between the bot and ourselves. So I would rather, instead of calling it a bot, I would call it a data analysis tool. And what it's going to do is going to take data from YouTube videos, just like we did in the last tutorial, but we're going to start small and we're going to create reports. We're going to search YouTube using the YouTube API, and we're going to match videos according to whatever term you decide. In our case, we're going to be doing real estate market data analysis tool. So it's going to be asking the real estate related questions or queries, but it's also going to scrape the metadata, titles, descriptions, view counts, likes, comments, all of that stuff that comes out of the YouTube API, and it's going to run an analysis algorithm on that data. Then it's also going to generate a report, and that report will contain insights and scores, confidence scores, like I showed you in the last tutorial. And if you haven't watched my first tutorial, go and watch it, so it will give you more context of what we're doing. So the first thing we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you, just in case you didn't watch in my last tutorial, this is the process. You just drop the URL from YouTube, and it's going to produce a transcript, audio, and you're going to be able to read that transcript, right? I showed you that in the last tutorial. But one thing I did not mention, I don't think I mentioned in the last tutorial, it also gives you the ability to translate. So for example, in this case, I'm looking for something here. This is in German, and she's doing this video. Let me just play the audio really quick, and this is the audio right here, so let's just play it using music. And music.
Heißt es Chemie, Chemie, Chemie oder Chemie?
As you can see, or hear,
Das CH hat ebenso wie das R mehrere Laute. In diesem Video geht es um den sogenannten Ich-Laut, wie zum Beispiel in Chemie, China oder echt. Übrigens, der Ich-Laut wird,
as you can see, as you can hear, is actually in German, right? So what it's going to do is going to take that video and it's going to translate it completely from German into English, and it's going to show you a video, a transcript, like here. And now we look at it, at the transcript. Show Finder, then open it with text edit, and that's the, as you can see, it is called chemistry. The CH has several vowels, and so on and so on. So it does a transcript, complete transcript from the language spoken in the video. And like I mentioned in my first video, this is part of it is related to a video series that I did many years ago, where I was using Sphinx from Carnegie Mellon University and that great project that they have. We're doing speech recognition, but we're doing some other stuff. So what we're going to be showing you, I'm not going to be showing you much of the translation in this video, but we're going to be doing some of the natural language processing and use the data from the videos. So that's what we're going to be doing. So the first thing we need to do is we need to close this, and we need to so the first thing I want to do is show you the code, because let me just show you the code, and let me close this not to confuse you. Close, close, and close. And what is in the program? Let's open here, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so this is two programs basically. But before we get into the programs and the code, let me show you the requirements. You're going to be needing some requirements to follow along with this video. You're going to need an API from YouTube, because that's what's going to allow you to use the API to match all the videos to your terms, whatever queries or whatever terms you're using. In my case, I'll be using the Punta Cana real estate, but in your case, you can apply it to anything basically. You're going to need pandas, because this is the library that uses all the data frames for tabular form. We're using NumPy for the numerical Python. We're using the natural language toolkit, because TextBlob needs this to work. And that's the one that we're going to be using. Like I said, we're going to take baby steps. So we're going to start first with this one, and then we'll continue with more advanced libraries. But for now, TextBlob is plenty. It does the job. For visualization, we're going to be using matplotlib and Seaborn. And these are all some of the utility files, the bar progress, request to make the request, and this is for the variables, just to where to house the API passwords and all that stuff, the M file, it's right there. Okay, so the code. Now, before I show you the requirements, now let me show you the analyzer code. So now it's basically two files. One of them is the YouTube analyzer, and what I'm doing here, basically, I'm importing OS. It's going to provide the operating system, the interface function, file paths, environment variables, all that good stuff. Pandas, like I said, is for the data manipulation and analysis library to handle structured data. NumPy, the API client, TextBlob, we went over that. RE, this is what the regex to the regular expressions for pattern matching in text logic. JSON, just all the JSON stuff. Datetime for the time. Matplotlib for the visualization using PyPlot, imported as PLT. Seaborn related to Matplotlib. TQDM, that's for the progress. Import config, that's just for configurations, for custom configurations, module containing settings, constants, and all that good stuff. It basically centralizes all the configuration values, API keys, thresholds, weights, and makes it easy to modify. This is the class, YouTube Market Analyzer, and a little bit of description of what the model does. The initialization of the analyzer with the API coming from the whatever you have here in your environment when you get the key from YouTube, the API key. And this is just basic Python, nothing. It's I'm not going to be teaching you how to program in Python. There are a lot of videos online how to do this. This is how the function, the method that does all the searching through all the videos. Here is got a maximum results of 50, and you can determine what the publish after date. You can play with the timeline and depending on your needs. You can search the videos related to whatever particular query. These are the search parameters, what they all represent. the region, like I said, the language. In our case, I have the config file. Let me show you the config files really quick. Here it has my YouTube API key. It's got the maximum videos per query. I have it at 50. The language, the default region, I have US English, American English, as you can see. And these are your weights. This is for the sentiment analysis. You can play with this up. You can make them lower, you can increase them depending on your needs. The high, this is more to find scams and things like that. We'll get over that in future videos, but for now, this is where all the configurations are set. So let's get back to where we were. This is we're published after a certain parameter. Like I said, you can change all that. And let me make these smaller so you have more room. It's got all the distracting the video data, taking the stuff from the same parameters that I just showed you, the duration, and you can, for me, these are what I'm using. The report that I wanted to produce, I wanted these parameters, but you can change them to whatever you are looking for, and you don't have to include all of them. You can make it smaller. The parse duration, you're going to extract the hours, the minutes, and the seconds, and like I said, you can tweak it to your own way of that you want to do it. This is where you apply the TextBlob to the text. That is going to produce the sentiment analysis. This is where it's happening, polarity and subjectivity, and that's going to be part of the report. It's going to get into the financial claims, whether it has a price, it doesn't have a price. This is where all the regex is taking place. Calculating the engagement rate, analyzing the market segment. It might change, it might vary depending on your needs. And the different parameters, published dates, just like I just explained to you a few minutes ago. Basic statistics, channel analysis. This is pandas right here from the data frames. This is why we imported it. As you can see, it's got for particular, this formula will change depending on your case, on your particular case. Your sentiment score will also change. However you want the sentiment analysis, how sensitive, basically how sensitive. Sentiment weight, engagement weight, credibility weight. This is what it's all doing. It creates a score. And then all of that stuff, create the market visualization. This is the part, the matplotlib and Seaborn. And it's going to create these plots. It's going to be AX1, and I'll just show you the output. I'm going to show you, it's going to have the plots here, and it's going at different plots, and you can see it's bringing here all this stuff from Seaborn and Matplotlib. It's going to analyze the channel, and voila. So now let me just show you the output. This is what the output is going to look like. And like I said, I'm running a analysis on 3 real estate just to give you an idea. It's not only the Dominican Republic, Punta Cana, but I'm also showing you something to compare it with. So I'm doing Dominican Republic, I'm doing the United States, and I'm doing Europe. And it's taking YouTube videos that are real estate, that have anything to do with real estate, depending on whatever parameters you chose as part of the queries, and it's going to give it a score. So this is for Europe, this is for the US, and that is for Punta Cana. It's going to average the sentiment scores, and like I said, you can tweak this, you can apply it to whatever need you're using. It's going to give you the average engagement rate, and that stuff, we're going to do that in other videos. So that's the first one, the matplot, but this is going to create a report for Europe. This is for the Dominican Republic, and you can see the report. It has all the videos that have, it's basically going into YouTube and giving you anything that you need for that particular report. And it's got everything you need here. You can go here, as you can see. These are all the parameters that we chose: the search query, market segment, engagement rate, percentages, price mentions. That's all done there. And we do that not only for the Dominican Republic, but we also do it for Europe. These are all videos for Europe, real estate market, Portugal, and you see Germany, Berlin, Germany, Lisbon, Portugal, and so forth. And now the United States, and it's got everything about the US. And like I said, you can change them however you prefer. So that's those, but that's the most important one, is this one here. It's the market results, because this is going to put all the data that you got from the reports. So this is going to create this report right here for each one. For the Dominican Republic, it's going to do one for the United States, and it's going to do one for Europe. It's going to give you the total videos that it found, which ones are unique channels, the average sentiment score, engagement rate, total views, median views, and the top channels. In our case, this one, there's obviously it needs some filtering, right? And because Jamie Grover, I know he does a lot of videos on Dominican Republic real estate, but I've never seen a video. It might be there, but I haven't seen one from Noah Kagan. So obviously we need to do some filtering to make it more related to whatever we're looking for. And I'll show you how to do that in the next video. We're going to tweak the code to be more precise. And it's going to give you one for each one, for the US, Europe, and in our case, Punta Cana. I just wanted to give you a comparison. But in the next tutorial, what we're going to do, we're going to tweak the code. We're going to show you the other program, the demo Pi program that I didn't show you in this one, because I don't want to make these tutorials too long. And then I'm going to show you how to filter to make the data analysis tool more surgical and more precise. But we'll do that in the next tutorial. This is the end of this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please click the like box, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time with another tutorial. Take care.